Dean, you've had some time to think and to reflect on that amazing series sweep. How does it feel to have a series whitewash away from home?
Look, it's been a long time that we've had a win away from home. I don't know how many years, but it's been quite a long time. So yeah, I think it speaks volumes when it comes to an environment point of view, for a brand point of view. For Proteas, I think it's a much needed series win. I think as players, it's going to be so big going forward. I think we're gonna feed off this kind of energy. It's great to win a test, but winning a test series is massive, especially when you're on the road. It's not easy. There's been a lot of challenges that we've all been faced with, be new players, be COVID, be isolation. It's always difficult for guys to deal with that, and obviously to get a series win is massive. It's huge. So hopefully the series win goes from strength to strength, and yeah, it's huge. It's huge for us. It's huge for the country. So yeah, hopefully it only goes one way and hopefully upwards.
A lot has been said about your leadership, players having a lot of really good things to say, and also commentators speaking really well about, you know, the obvious camaraderie that you've created, the environment that seems to have gotten an injection of energy as well, and just the strength in your leadership. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy and your outlook as a leader.
Firstly, it's not about me. I'm not a me guy. I'm not an I guy. I'm a we guy. So for me, it's about the team. Being given the captaincy is obviously a massive honor, but you can take it two ways. You can take it to your head or take it to your heart, and I'd like to think I've taken it to my heart. For me, like I said, it's not about me, it's about the team, it's about the brand. I'm there to motivate the players, I'm there to motivate the environment, and hopefully motivate myself in the end, to obviously do well, which I know will be always a motivating factor. Yeah, it's something I've always thought I've been born with. I've always been a leader when I was at school, club cricket, through franchise cricket. I always like to think I've led from the front. Small guy in stature, but a big guy when it comes to standing up and being a representative. So yeah, it's something that I really treasure. It's a massive honor for me to lead South Africa. I don't shy away from that responsibility. I don't shy away from saying that. It's something I take on the cuff. I mean, for me, that's a massive honor. And if I can motivate the environment, motivate the players, first and foremost, that's my biggest asset, is the players. If I can get them on my side, it's something that I'm going to do. And if I don't have them on my side, I'm still going to continue doing. And so yeah, it's a great honor again to lead South Africa. It's amazing honor.
The batting unit had a period where it was struggling from time to time in terms of consistency, and yet in this series, in this tour, there's been somebody who puts their hand up one way or the other, whether, you know, they're in the top order or the middle order. How does that make you feel as a leader, knowing that there's someone who's there who will be able to pick up the slack at the end of the day? And a word on KG's knock the other day.
Yeah, we've struggled of late. I mean, it's not foreign for us that we've struggled. We know that, and we've been addressing it for quite some time now. It's maybe one of our downfalls and weaknesses that we've had in the past, and I think the biggest thing is to attack your weaknesses, to try and make them your strengths. Don't shy away from that. And yeah, it's great to have guys putting their hands up. Even younger guys that's only played a few tests, they've come in and they've done well. So yeah, it's great to see a guy like Quinny back in form again for us. I mean, that was just a matter of time that Quinny's going to come in and make a massive play for us as a test side. So yeah, it's a work in progress, let's put it that way. The wickets we played on as well had a part to play. They were really tough and challenging conditions for us. So we need to respect that as well. We need to bear in mind that it wasn't always batter friendly. I can't think that there was a lot of time that it was actually batting friendly. So yeah, the wickets we played on now was quite tough. So it was great to see guys to come in and obviously put their hands up and make a massive contribution. With regards to KG's 40 that he scored in the second innings of the second test, in my opinion, KG's let himself down when it comes to batting. I think he's a lot more talented than what he thinks he is. I mean, it's a conversation we had prior to leaving to West Indies that he needs to work on his batting. It was great to see KG actually take ownership in that kind of department. Again, I think he's a lot more talented than what he thinks he is. He lets himself down, and yeah, I think if he focuses a bit more on his batting, I think it might obviously take a little bit of the weight off his shoulders when it comes to just bowling. But it was great to see him and Rassie have that partnership, and I think it was a match-winning partnership, honestly. So yeah, it was good to see KG contribute massively with the bat.
A word on your debutants as well. Tough conditions. The West Indian guys, obviously, in the second match especially, coming in a lot harder because of the loss that they'd just been hit with. So, how did you view their performance overall?
Our debutants, I thought they rocked up. They weren't there. They weren't just there to play or fill in 11 spots or a number in a spot. They were actually there to play, which was great to see. A lot of the guys, especially I'm going to mention Carl. Carl came in. He's been on the sidelines for quite some time now. I mean, he's 27 in the first innings in the second test. I think speaks massive amounts. I mean, 27 is not a lot of runs, but the time and the period he came into bat, we need to respect that as well. And he showed a lot of character. Again, another tough wicket that we were on. Lost the toss, put into bat. A really challenging time for a young guy to come in and bat. So yeah, I'm going to have to say he really put up his hand, especially in the second test. Our debutants were great. So yeah, extremely pleased for guys like Carl to come in. He's been waiting on the sidelines for quite some time, and yeah, he contributed big time.
Now we move on to the bowling, which is always been, you know, South Africa's big point of celebration. A guy like Keshav, who does extremely well, particularly when the Proteas travel away in the subcontinent and in conditions like this. What were your observations about him, your assessments about his performance, particularly after that fifer and that hat-trick?
Yeah, Kesh is a massive player for the Proteas. The way he's changed his game, the way he's willing to learn from a bowling point of view is huge. The thing is, the work Kesh does goes so unnoticed, and I think he needs to get more respect out of what he does as a cricketer. He got a fifer, a test fifer on a wicket that wasn't turning against West Indies away from home. I mean, in my opinion, that's huge. So all I have is a lot of respect for Kesh. He's a big player, like I've mentioned, for us as a unit, as a team. The environment is huge. So yeah, I've only got good things to say about Kesh. I think he's going to become only a better player going forward, and yeah, hopefully he doesn't stop there. I know Kesh is a character. He's not gonna stop, and he doesn't like being second best. He always wants to achieve more, and he wants to strive to be the best. And yeah, I've only got good things to say about Kesh.
Tell us about your pace attack. How must that feel as a captain, knowing that you've got such a powerhouse to play around with?
It's nice to have them in my team. KG, Anna and Lungi are a formidable threesome. I think they put the fear of God in batters' eyes. I stand at the back there at slip and I watch them bowl and see how they operate. They're a machine, eh? I'm very privileged and honoured to have them as the captain of the side, to have those guys in my attack. Their roles are so different, but their roles are so big. They're so unique. They know their games. That's the thing. They understand certain game plans. each guy is different in their own right, and respect. I can't speak too big on anyone because I think they complement each other so well, and I think it's also a work in progress going forward. I think they're going to become better, which is exciting for us. It's exciting for me, and maybe fearful for me because I have to face him in the nets. But it's great. It's great for the environment. It's great for South Africa.
2 more questions. The next one is fielding. How happy are you with the Proteas getting back to their best fielding ways? I mean, those catches that were taken throughout the series were unbelievable.
Yeah.
And also just Vian was just gobsmacking.
Yeah.
Tell us about, like from a captain's point of view, when you see that happening, because we see the hard work that takes place behind the scenes, and then you see it translate on the field. What do you have to say?
I've got to compliment our coaching staff when it comes to that, first and foremost. The intensity we operate at now is obviously, I think, at a level that we maybe lacked in the past. But yeah, we were good, touch wood. Hopefully it continues. Vian was brilliant. First time he's been put at third slip, I think, in his whole career, and I mean, he looked like a natural there. Aiden, first time at second slip in his career that he was obviously put there, and he's obviously a natural fielder. So yeah, it was great to see our fielding standard being lifted. I know it's been a topic that we've discussed as well as a group. I think Temba was the guy that actually alluded to that our fielding standards were maybe a little bit low. So yeah, I think consciously the guys just wanted it. I don't think we tried harder or consciously we wanted to be better. I think the guys just wanted it more.
Sorry, second last question. I keep saying that, but you mentioned Aiden. He may not have contributed in the way of runs, but his contribution in the team as a whole, and just his presence in the team. Tell us about him and the value that he brings.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's the guy that I know I can always rely on. He doesn't have an ego. He doesn't have any issues. He pitches to play, and he wants to play the game hard. You can put him anywhere on the field, and I think he's going to be good because he sets himself personal high standards, which you got to respect. He didn't contribute a lot with the bat, which I know he's obviously hurting about. But I mean, he's come a long way as well. He's had a lot of setbacks in the past. We've got to respect that as well. But he's grown a hell of a lot as a player, as a person, since the time he broke his hand in India. I mean, I think he learned a hell of a lot since that. So, as a player, as a person, I think he's grown as a human being. He's 26 years old. I don't see him as 26. He looks like a 33-year-old operating at the moment. So it's nice to have guys like that around who control the environment. They captain their own space very well. So yeah, I only got good things to say about that.
And finally, the team's next test series looks like it'll be in December, on December 26th. How do you make sure that you take this goodness, this result, and you maintain that momentum going all the way into December, where you've got that much of a break and that much of a period away from one another as a team?
The thing is, it's a good time to analyze and reset and process what's happened, and obviously try and find areas to improve, which is, in my opinion, the break's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing to have a bit of a break so you can dissect and become better. That's my whole thing, is to become better. Everyone to become better. The environment, personal players. December's far away, but it's not too far away. It's actually around the corner in a blink of an eye. It's there. Against India, that's going to be extremely tough opposition. But we're playing in South Africa, which we know it's massive for us to play at home. The period's going to be good for me to go back home and just dissect and analyze and try and become better as a unit. I know other players will be busy with certain different white ball games and stuff. So hopefully the environment continues into that. The environment I try to create now is obviously not just for Test cricket. Hopefully it continues into the other formats. but the players that I leave behind are still going to be involved with Whitehall. So yeah, hopefully when I get back in December, things will be maybe better than the way I left it.